My name is Rich.
My name is Paul.
And this is a comic strip AP of Don't Rest Your Head, featuring the sleepless nights of Alan Turner. When we last saw Alan, he and his compatriot, or erstwhile ally, Mr. Bragon, Sir Bragon, a man who always seems to wear a pair of wraparound shades and carries a sword, the two of them overlooked the entrance to the subway in the Mad City. Sir Bragon explained that they needed to get onto the subway in order to get out of town to reach the magnificent Howler, who currently has Honey Combs, who is one of Alan's good friends and bandmate. Alan went down to get onto the subway and took care of these creatures called pinheads. He unleashed the immigrant song with ferocious power to take them down. It was pretty fantastic. You should have been there. And then they boarded the subway train. On the subway train, Alan met a woman who introduced herself as Eveille, as well as a few other people on the train. But most importantly was Eveille, because she is generally the most normal-looking person that Alan has seen since he came to the Mad City. So we pick up with the pair of them standing there, arms in straps overhead on a 1920s style subway train. Very bumpy ride. As I described, Eveille has afro puffs and leather pants and a very day-glow multicolored blouse, as well as a guitar strapped over her back. Now the guitar is a Fender, and it looks like it's from the 70s, and it looks to be in very, very good condition. She just introduced herself, you introduced yourself, and she looks to you and says, "Well, looks like you're friends with Sir Bragon."
He's been helping me find my way around.
Huh. And what's the cost that he's charging you for this help?
Thus far, it seems that he's doing it because it's in his patron's best interests to get rid of me as quickly as possible.
I see. And where's he got you going?
Take a glance at the neck of her guitar over her shoulder and look her in the eye. I think we may be going the same place. Do you play with someone called the Howler?
Huh. Honey, I don't play for the magnificent Howler. He's a nightmare. I don't even do that kind of thing. Are you talking about my Fender?
Yeah.
She pulls it out, gives it a strum. No, this is what helps unlock my power.
Beautiful instrument.
Thank you.
So, to answer your question then, Howler has my bass player and has challenged my band to a battle of the bands.
Huh, well what's his name?
Her name, Honey. Honey Combs.
Huh, well I be.
That's really her name. It's not made up for the pun.
Ha, that's mighty funny. Well, I tell you this much, Sir Bragon ain't want to take you all the way there, because the Blind Knights can't make it much farther out of town. It is far too hot for them.
Well, does the subway go where I'm going?
It goes most of the way.
Then I'll just have to operate on trust. I've done most of the heavy lifting since I got here. I don't know what kind of knight he is, but he isn't too free with his sword.
Well, they only use it when it suits them. Behind you, the subway door, not to the outside, but the door between the train cars, opens up. And you see 3 of those Keystone Coppers that you saw in the city when you first came into the wine shop. 3 of them come walking in. Now, none of them have the bolt of Pendergrass that you see. They come into this subway car. What do?
I try to look inconspicuous by turning to, instead of facing sort of directly down the aisle, we've been talking sort of face to face, I turn towards the closest wall of the car near me, and that's about the best I can think to do other than scroll through a mental playlist.
Okay. Well, you're trying to seem inconspicuous. Sir Bragon moves in front of you and intercepts the cops, and that's when you hear the baying of hounds coming from the other car, from that car that's just opened up. And that seems to open things up. One of the cops shoves Bragon down, and two of these greyhound-sized creatures with what looks like a sewing needle for most of their head, with stitches that run from the eye of the needle all the way down their spine, come bounding into the subway car. The smothered folk, the family to the corner, they slowly look over in surprise as these things bound past them, and both of them are headed directly for you. One of them comes brushing past Eveille, and she is stepping back, and she's drawn out her fender. You see it shifting and becoming a headsman's axe. But one of these things is going to be on you right now. What do you do?
Another of the craziest ideas for a song comes to my head. Before I open my mouth to sing anything, I look over at Eveille and say, "Nice axe." And then, in the calmest, most soothing voice I can imagine under the circumstances, I just start singing, "Lullaby and good night, da-da-dee-dee-dee-dee," etc., etc., etc.
That is great.
I think you're probably clear on the intent.
I am. All right, so you are trying to take out a pair of Needlenoses, these bloodhounds here. They are pain 3 each. There's one that's engaging with Eveille, and the other you are trying to put to sleep. So if you want to try to risk against putting both of them to sleep, that'll be a pain of 4. But if you're just focusing on the one that's trying to impale its needle nose mouth into you, then that's just pain 3.
I'm gonna go for trying to put both of them to sleep.
I love it. That's great. All right.
I have 3 discipline, 3 exhaustion, and obviously I need to throw some madness in here.
I think at least 3 to put them down.
So, there we go. 7 successes.
Wow, I have 3 successes. Now let's see what dominates the roll.
Pain does, at the moment.
Oh man, I'm so tempted. If I add 1 to your exhaustion, that puts you at 4 exhaustion, doesn't it? Nope. I know what happens. So you sing, and the entire car starts to vibrate with the rhythm of your song. And the 2 Needlenoses, they curl down. Like one of them, and then he drops to a sitting position, and then crawls down and lays down. The pair of them seem very quiet. And at the same time that you are doing this, the song continues to grow, and the music swells as your voice fills the space. And this subway train is far too old to be able to handle too much more vibration than it already has. And the sheer strength of your song causes it to jostle. And you can feel it pop. And the entire subway train starts to hop and decouple. And you can see one of the coppers that was coming from the other subway train, the car, he falls off as that car crashes down and breaks and flips over, and this thing is still hurtling out of control, barreling forward as your song has caused some kind of chain reaction. The subway looks as if it is about to derail. And we'll stop right there.
Awesome sauce.
Hi, this is Jason from The Gauntlet. If you enjoyed this episode of Comic Strip AP, be sure to check out our YouTube channel. We have many other comic strip AP shows available, each organized in their own sequential playlist for easy listening. Just go to youtube.com and search for Gauntlet RPG.